in the room. But so, yeah.
Can anyone see me? No, they can't
Who
hear me.
that?
That was Diane. No?
I can't see you, Diane.
I'm here.
Wait.
What do I press so you can see me?
Good to have you join us.
Thank you.
Anyway, we'll get started, everyone. So, so welcome. And as I said, this is the first of 5 training/workshop sessions that really are going to perhaps, offer you the opportunity to explore some possibilities and opportunities with Nutrimetics. So we're going to be hosting these every Monday night at 7 o'clock. So we would love to have you join us. And obviously, we're going to be exploring things like, obviously the income that you can earn. How do you do that? Your skills and your confidence and how you can grow those, and really just give you a good overview of what Nutrimetics can offer you. So, so you might want to start doing a little bit more, or maybe a lot more. And these sessions will give you the opportunity to perhaps just explore some of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started, and we're going to start today by looking at mapping your journey with Nutrimetics. And so we're going to be exploring that in the first half of the session. And then we've got the lovely Lucia Cardamone, who is an executive sales director, who's going to take you through an income worksheet, which we will obviously, your upline will be able to share that with you. So you can perhaps do some homework and work out what would you like to earn every single month to grow your income, and obviously, add some additional support to your family income as well. So, for many of you, you might be doing a little bit right now, and we know that the economy is quite challenging right now, and I know a lot of households are looking for some extra money, and so basically by doing a little bit more with Nutrimetics, you can obviously contribute to your household income, but it might be something bigger that you're looking at achieving as well, like maybe it's a family trip that you're wanting to start planning and be able to take your family on. Maybe it's upgrading the family car, or maybe it's doing a household renovation. So, it's different for everyone, and it's understanding what is your why, and why do you want to, what's your goal, what's your big vision and your dream, and how can Nutrimetics help you with that? So, what I'd like you to do is perhaps just pop in the chat what you would like to achieve with Nutrimetics. Like, what would be your big goal? If you had some extra income coming in, what would that look like for you in terms of what would it allow you to do? Because income's all about giving yourself opportunity and being able to, follow those dreams and achieve those goals, isn't it? So perhaps just jot that in the chat, because I'd love to know what you would like to achieve in the next sort of 12 months with your Nutrimetics business. So we're just going to have a look. Go to Paris. Oh my God, Jackie, I will come with you. I would love to go to Paris too. Travel is definitely my hot button, I have to say. So, it's actually understanding what would work for you. And it's good to have a really big dream. More holidays, Min. Mercedes company car. Yes, Julie, I love that idea too. I love a good, beautiful car. So it's actually about having a really big dream. And I think sometimes we restrict our dreams or our goals of what we want to do. And so I want you tonight to really be thinking, that big goal, that big dream. So why's my little clicker not going? Let me move on. Oh, I've overclicked. There we go. So look, starting off with your why, and I think we've got to start somewhere, and it really is like looking at, what is your why? What really makes you excited? What makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning? Like, what is it? Because our why is definitely our purpose. It's our cause, or it's our belief, and it's really the driving force behind a lot of what we do. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
So, I love the saying with Tony Robbins, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible. And I think that's really important. And, you know, and creating a vision board so that that creates a reality of what you're wanting to go for is really important, because what we see and what we're filling our minds with is what we believe, right? So if we're telling ourselves things that we can't achieve, then I can guarantee that we won't achieve it. But if we're telling ourselves that we can achieve it, and we've put, you know, affirmations in place and quotes in place, then, you know, really, and putting it in a place where, you know, you're viewing it on a regular basis too, is really, really powerful. Because, you know, when you think of those great adventurers, you know, they all used maps, didn't they? Because they needed to know where they were going. And without a map, they wouldn't have ended up in the right place. They probably would have ended up goodness knows where. So that can often be the case as well. If we don't have a clear, defined goal, you know, vision of what we want to achieve, then, you know, we can sort of go off on lots of different pathways and not really achieve where we want to go in the end. So I want you to really be thinking about your why, and together I just want to be able to, you know, explore, you know, what would that journey look like with Nutrimetics. So before we begin on looking at our vision board, I just want to figure out, like, where are you right now in your business? And everyone will be in a different place, and that's good as well, because, you know, that's the great thing about this business, is you can, you know, start it. Some people, you know, stop doing what they're doing and then they come back to it. But if you're wanting to grow your business right now, then definitely you're in the right place. So these are some questions, and I thought if you had a bit of paper, perhaps, you know, just have a pen and just jot some of these answers down as we go through these questions, because obviously we want to know what your why is. So what is your goal? Like, why, you know, why do you want to, you know, have an extra income? You know, what is it? What's really important to you? And I think initially it's about understanding your possibilities with Nutrimetics, and looking at, you know, what does that mean to you? And, you know, for a lot of people, it's about having the opportunity to be in an environment where they're with like-minded people, that, you know, whether, you know, it's males or females, that it's all about the love of beauty, and it's really a community where you can make some amazing friendships as well. And what we see is that a lot of people that join Nutrimetics stay. I'll just get everyone to mute themselves.
Good idea.
I just get everyone to mute yourselves. We just got a bit of feedback at the moment. Hang on, I'm just going to go through. Sorry. So looking at, you know, the income for a start, and what difference would that make to your life? What could you do with it? You know, what opportunities would that give you? And of course, as you move through the Nutrimetics journey, you know, you do have the opportunity of achieving some fantastic trips as well. And I know a lot of the managers on the call here today have been on some amazing trips. So, you know, I know Julie's been to Spain. Leonie, I hate to think how many places that you've been to. Lucia, you've travelled the world. So I just want to, perhaps you ladies can just pop, you know, in the chat some of the places that you visited, because, you know, I think, you know, it's just incredible, and it's 5-star luxury that you're traveling in as well. So, you know, it's often travel that you wouldn't necessarily, you know, afford yourself. Dawn, pop in. Where have you been? Anna, Helen, Chris, you know, you girls have travelled the world with Nutrimetics, and let's just share some of those beautiful locations of where you've been. And if travel isn't your hot button, and it's most people's hot button, but if it's not, then obviously you have the ability to achieve a car as well. And how good would it be that every 3 years you get a replacement new car? You know, and for a lot of people, you know, never had a new car. So, you know, the opportunity to be able to have a brand new car every 3 years, And apart from, we pay for everything apart from the petrol, I have to say. So petrol doesn't come in to it, neither does the Warren of Fitness, but everything else is fully covered. So that's some of the possibilities with Nutrimetics. Let's just have a look at that chat. What have we got? I love working from home. I love all this. Japan, Thailand, Hong Kong. Oh, you can just see. So the world is your oyster. Oh my gosh, Lucia, look at that. Oh my God, the list is incredibly long and I'm just incredibly jealous. Okay, I want your life. There we go. So yeah, so travel, car, income. And, you know, it almost sounds too good to be true. And often that we think that's for other people, but it's not. It's for everyone that wants to, you know, establish a Nutrimetics business. And, you know, and we're going to go through what are the key fundamentals too in a couple of our training sessions of what do you need in your Nutrimetics business. So looking at number 2, identify where you are right now. You know, where you are with your, do you work full-time? Do you work part-time? How would Nutrimetics fit in with that? You know, I mean, often it can make a difference as to, you know, whether you've got a young family, whether the children, you know, have all left home, you know, where does that sit? Because, you know, Nutrimetics can obviously, you know, fit in a big way or a small way. And it's really identifying where that time factor sits with you. You know, if you're considering, you know, branching out with Nutrimetics, but maybe you feel that you don't have that skill set, then, you know, we have some great training. And of course, this Sunday, we have the Beauty Academy, which is all about skincare. So if you haven't had the opportunity to register, then I'd invite you to do so. And that will be an opportunity to get some really comprehensive training on skincare. Because sometimes it's really challenging if, you know, you haven't had a lot to do with skincare or makeup in the past and you come on board, and to be able to share that with friends and family, you sort of feel like you don't have those skills. So it's an opportunity to upskill. And of course, you know, your upline would, I'm sure, give you some great training with colour as well. And, you know, and really these days, a lot of the workshops that we do, people are actually applying the product to themselves. It's not, you know, it's not necessarily that you're doing model and everyone's watching. It's really about creating really interactive workshops so that you can actually upskill and feel more confident in what you're doing. And the third is clarify where your team is right now. And for some of you, you might have already started sponsoring. And so you've got people in your team and you're working with them. And I guess it's really identifying, you know, what are their goals as well? Because for some people come on board and will open up an account and do a little bit with it. Some will do a lot and some will do nothing. And that's okay too. But it's actually understanding, you know, how big is your team now and how many do you need in your team in order to achieve your goal for where you want to be with Nutrimetics. So, of course, you know, we've got group leader, which is our first level within the manager level. And, you know, you need to have at least 3. I always think 3 to 10. Because I'm like, some people will come on board and do a little bit, some will come on board and do a lot, and some will come on board and do nothing. So it's always just good to have, you know, more than less, and about being consistent with your sponsoring. Senior group leader, you have to have 5 personally sponsored, and sales manager 10, and executive sales manager 10 personal. But of course, you know, really that's what you're doing personally, but you do need a bigger group to just continue that growth in your business. The next one is really define your targets and the goals that you want to achieve. And I think for many of you, it's about determining, you know, what do you want to earn? Because we can help you create a plan if we understand what is your, what do you want to achieve each month? And then breaking that down, that monthly goal into weekly tasks, into daily tasks. So it's like, you know, looking at a particular product, you know, and thinking, how many of that collection or that particular product do I need to sell to achieve those sales? You know, and really breaking down those goals, but starting with a goal. Because if we don't have a goal or something to aim for, then it becomes, you know, we can be all over the place and we don't hold ourselves accountable, right? So it's about holding yourself accountable as well. And then looking at that target and goal and being specific about the action. So when I say that, I'm meaning, you know, you want to earn $300, just as an example, for the month, then you would have to achieve 1,100 in retail sales. And how are you going to do that? So are you going to do face-to-face workshops and do skincare and colour? You know, are you going to share your website, your personal website link with family and friends? You know, are you sharing the e-brochure? Do you carry a brochure with you wherever you go? And, you know, and if you're out and about, that you can hand it out to people, you know, friends and family. I'm a big believer in doing business with people that you do business with. So if you're at your doctor's surgery, if you're at your hairdressers, if you're at the dentist, you know, it's an opportunity to sort of like, you know, share the brochure and tell them what you do. How many times have I heard, and I'm sure a lot of the managers will be exactly thinking the same thing, people go, oh my gosh, you know, is Nutrimetics still around? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I see Jackie going, yes, indeed, I've heard that too. So it's really like, I guess becomes have a chat with everyone, really, isn't it? You know, and having the, you know, samples available, having the brochure so that you can obviously be, you know, engaging with everyone that you meet, you know, because you don't want to miss those opportunities. That's the key thing. The next is track your results month on month. Now, you can do this on N Central and your upline manager can take you through that. But sometimes it's just as easy as writing down what you achieved in that month in your diary and then referring back month on month. Excuse me, I'm just going to... Well, looking at what you've sold week on week. You know, I think sometimes if we make our tracking too complicated, you know what happens? We don't do it. So I'm about making it what is easy for you. And I know my diary, I love those month at a glance. So I write so much in my diary, it looks like an abominable mess, but my goodness, it's my go-to. I can just sort of go there. I've got all my notes. I know where I was, what I've done, how things are tracking. So you've got to work out what is right for you, right, in terms of tracking. And then review and identify opportunities to improve. So I think it's really important at the end of each month to really identify, you know, what did you do really well, you know, and what did you love doing? You know, what brought you immense joy in your month? Because, you know, what we love, we'll keep doing, right? So it's things that, you know, perhaps we don't love. If we make it too hard for ourselves, we tend to sort of have reasons why we don't do it. But I think it's also important to actually recognize, you know, perhaps where we haven't done as well as what we would have liked, and to look at improving on that each month as well. So whether you feel like you need to upskill in certain areas, get more confidence in your verbiage, you know, what does that look like? And make a note of it. And then obviously look at having a chat with your upline so that they can give you the support in order to be able to move forward on that and improve. You know, we don't all have the answers, and you know, and some people are really great in some areas that perhaps you don't feel that confident in, and so they're the people that you would go to get some support. Any questions on that? Does that sort of make sense? Are we all got? Yep. So lots of things to sort of really, I want you just to ask yourself those questions and answer a lot of those questions yourself, because that will help sort of create, you know, a clear definition of where you're at right now and what do we need to do in order to further support you. Oh, my little clicker is not working that well tonight. What is going on? Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this brings us back to a vision board. So Who does a vision board? Write in the chat if you do a vision board. Have you done a vision board? Do you love doing vision boards? Oh. Who's done a vision board? I love vision boards. I'm a big believer in vision boards. So, does anyone does a vision board? Oh, yes. Slow at typing. Sure, a lot of that you do vision boards. So, I think a vision board. Oh yeah, Anna, it's on the wall next to my desk. Love that. Yes, yes. So a lot of you have got your vision boards done. Dawn, you're holding yours up. I love it. Yep, this is mine. And you know where this is? This is in the front of my diary. So that it doesn't matter where I am, I've got it. I've got one on the mirror in my ensuite. I've got one on the wall in my office. Like I just have them all over the place because I'm a real strong believer in what we look at, what we are telling ourselves is what we will believe. And, you know, it's really interesting. You know, every time I've done a vision board, and I'm sure many of you will agree, you know, if you reflect back at the end of that year, how many of those things that you've achieved and achieved well over the course of that year. And it's interesting, one year I didn't do a vision board, or probably during COVID time, to be honest, I didn't do it. And it was really interesting how, well, obviously we weren't doing anything really through COVID very much anyway, were we? But I think sometimes it's not necessarily the big things, but it's just keeping that balance or its well-being. You know, it's those things that we need to, you know, reassess and instill in ourselves and remind ourselves on a regular basis to do. So if you haven't done a vision board, then I highly recommend that you do one. And I would ask that you do one as part of your homework because it does work as a law of attraction. I truly believe that. What you tell yourself is what you believe. And I think it's really, words are so powerful. So using words like, you know, confidence and love and balance and well-being and health and, you know, those things that really resonate with you. As well as some fantastic quotes along the way. You know, anything that you feel makes a difference is truly important. So, and when you're choosing pictures, make sure that they paint a really clear picture of your dream. And I think it's really important to write things like, you know, I have abundance opposed to I need money, because we all need money, but sometimes we've got to ask for it in a different way so that we, you know, are creating clarity to our why. And, you know, and as it says there, you know, it'll provide you with that power and conviction of the journey that you're on and what you want to achieve in that particular, you know, 12-month period. So I want you to be really thinking about that. I'm going to be sharing these slides with your upline. So you'll have the ability to sort of go back and obviously have a meeting and talk them through. But remember, you know, make sure your goal is, you know, big enough that, you know, it is, you know, make it your goal scary, because, you know, if your dream isn't big enough, then, you know, it's not going to motivate you enough. You know, sometimes we are quite conservative with, you know, what we, how we dream, you know, or set the goals that we set. And I think sometimes we've just got to go out the gate, and we don't need to know the plan as to, or the pathway as to how we're going to get there. But if we put it down, then often the pathway will appear. And I'm a true believer in that. Sometimes we spend all the time doing all the planning when really that will just appear, that will happen, because it's that law of attraction. So just remember, you know, if your goal doesn't scare you, then it's not big enough. And in order to achieve our goals, sometimes we have to get out of fear. We have to be uncomfortable to get comfortable, right? You know, it's, if we're staying in our comfort zone, then generally we're not pushing ourselves enough in order to achieve those goals. So, oh my gosh, sorry, can't really, my little, oh, there we go. Oh. overshot it. So, so on that note, I'm going to pass over to the lovely Lucia, who's going to go through how much money do you want to earn each month. So, so welcome, Lucia, and I will hand over to you. And thank you for taking us through this.
All good. Thank you, Catherine. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Just wanted to ask those of you that are off camera but that are not muted, if you could just mute yourselves, because there's just a little bit of noise in the background. So there's a couple of you that are off camera, but you haven't got yourselves muted. If you could do that, that would be really great. That's really great, Catherine. Thanks so much firstly for setting up with Dawn and Lee and I to run this session. It's really great to have so many of you on here tonight. And look, this worksheet that we've got here was put together a few years ago and has recently been updated so that everyone's really very clear about the facts about what you can earn in Nutrimetics. So just to keep it simple from the beginning, you know, we are able to earn income in two ways. There are two ways, but there are 9 bonuses that the company offer. So there is one bonus, which is called the volume rebate bonus, which is our commission that we earn on our personal sales. All of the other bonuses open up to us when we share the opportunity with other people. And depending on to what extent we do that, to how many of these bonuses that we are able to earn for ourselves. So in my early career, and certainly for those managers that are on here, in our early career, you know, we talked about there are 3 things that we actually sell in Nutrimetics. We sell products, we sell appointments, and we sell the opportunity. And it's when we sell all 3 of those things that this entire business opportunity plan opens up for all of us. If we decide that we're only going to sell products, the only bonus that you'll earn is number 1. All of the other bonuses open up to us when we offer the other 2 products, if you like, that we sell. So the products, the actual Skin Clean, Skin Fresh, Nutrimoist, all of the products are in that first category. The appointments, now they can be an online workshop, they can be an online consultation, they can be a face-to-face facial, they can be a fete, a market, a stall, they can be a masterclass. So when we're booking appointments, we are ensuring that we have income, like we have delayed income. So the sales that we make give us immediate income. The bookings and appointments that we make, regardless of which kind of appointment that we make, that will give us delayed income. It will give us income at the time that we actually generate sales from those appointments. But the sponsoring that we do, the opening of accounts, the sharing of the opportunity with other people opens up all of these other bonuses. So when you're calculating, and you'll see that this document that has been shared with from your upline already, and if you haven't already received this for whatever reason, that, you know, we will make sure that you have got a copy of this. You're able to calculate exactly. So if I sell $2,000 in a month, I can calculate, I can pop in here that I'm going to earn 35% on that $2,000, and that's going to give me $700. And you're able to calculate it on a monthly basis. You might use this form. In fact, what I've done with my own is that I've laminated it, and I use a pen to actually work out different calculations. So if I'm sitting with someone face-to-face, we can do it face-to-face, but this document is also editable, so you're able to calculate your income. So on your personal sales, based on how much time you allocate towards your Nutrimetics activities, you're going to be able to generate sales from the appointments or from the brochure. Catherine mentioned a number of different ways that you can be doing business, giving out the brochure, sharing the brochure link, all sorts of things that you can be doing to generate your personal sales. Some of the girls did workshops on the weekend. Some of them were $300, some $500, some $700, some were $1,000. So they will vary based on the number of people that come. Some of the people that may have placed outside orders. There may be people that weren't even there that placed orders. So you're going to be able to generate sales. Now, those of you that sell just under the $500 mark, and this is BV, and for those of you that are on here and are new to Nutrimetics and you're not familiar with what the BV term is, BV stands for bonus volume. It's the price of the products without the GST. So we earn our commission on the amount of the price of the product without the GST. We don't earn commission on the GST. So when you have $1,100 in sales, you have $1,000 BV. So if you want to know how to calculate that BV figure in your head, is just to divide the retail recommended price of what you've sold divided by 11, and that will give you the GST component. Yeah. So if you need to calculate that manually, but the company does that on our website. Now, some of you, as Catherine mentioned before, some of you may have other jobs. You may have a part-time job. You may have a full-time job. There may be some of you that are looking at Nutrimetics as a side, an extra thing that you're doing. And so the money that you're earning from Nutrimetics, it may be that you need that on a day-to-day basis. And there are some of you that don't need it on a day-to-day basis. Now, for those of you that are in my own personal team, for those who don't need your Nutrimetics money on a day-to-day basis, I recommend that what you do is that you contact Nutrimetics and ask for commission withhold, which means that you receive all of your commissions in a lump sum around about the 7th of the month, every month, and that money gets paid directly into your bank account. So that's for those people. In what I recommend is for those who don't rely on their Nutrimetics for everyday, day-to-day expenses. Now, when you start offering the opportunity to other people, as you can see here, the next bonus is a sponsor's bonus, and that's you're earning 4% there on the people that you're opening accounts for. Now, you'll see here that it actually says that when you achieve a minimum of 500 BV personally, and anyone that you've personally sponsored, when they achieve $500 BV, you will earn 4% on what they do, and you will do that for the first 12 months of that consultant being in your group. So and also the bonus applies to you as a consultant only. Now, so that's the first one that opens up. So you might, I know, one of my girls who is on here tonight, Maria, sponsored someone the other day. That girl has already placed a $100 order. Now, when that girl reaches that $500 mark, Maria will earn that 4% and Maria's already done her $500. Now, Maria might only sponsor one person in her Nutrimetics lifetime, but I'm thinking that she'll sponsor more than the person that she sponsored the other day. And so let's imagine that there are 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So imagine if there are people that are there that Maria sponsors that place $500, there's 4% on each person that does the $500. So that's going to add up, because for those of you that are really clever with your calculator and with numbers, so when you have someone that, if you've done 500, they've done 500, what's 4% on that 500? Anyone put it in the chat? What's the 4% on that 500? No one's going to say that it's $20, right? So it's $20 is what's earned if that was the figure, the only figure that was. So imagine that's all of that person is doing. But imagine if you've got 5 people in your number of people that you've opened accounts for that actually also do $500. So there's an extra $100 that you're earning just from that one bonus and just for those 5 girls. Now, Catherine also mentioned, and I'm mindful that we've just got 4 minutes to go, that when you're opening an account, you're opening accounts for 3 other people, and Catherine recommended 3 to 10 people at the group leader level. It gives you the percentage here. It's 3% when you become a group leader. You personally have done 500. Your group has done 2,500. You're going to be earning an extra 3% on that group when that group does that 2,500. Now, that's on top of what you earn up here in your personal rebate. Okay, so you'll find then that, let me just, let me get there. Okay, so when you've got the 3% there as a group leader at $2,500, it becomes 4% when you're a senior group leader. It becomes 5% when you're a sales manager. And Catherine gave you the numbers, and you can also see on the form exactly what those numbers are. So we've carefully gone over the form and updated all of the information with the correct figures for what it is to attain the level and what you earn when you maintain that level. If you don't maintain that level, you don't earn that 3%. When you do maintain that level, you earn the 3%. And so it goes on to the senior group leader level and the sales manager level. Now, before we go to the other side of the page, this here, just to keep in mind that this extra commission is on top of what you earn on your personal sales. So is everyone clear with that? And then the extra 4% that you're earning as a consultant is as a consultant. So this is just as a consultant earning on a consultant, you're earning that 4%. So these are all separate bonuses. When we go, Catherine, can I get you to go to the next page, please? It doesn't like it, does it? And you're muted.
Unmute. Sorry about this.
No, that's
Either.
okay. So for those of you that are wanting to calculate your income, so always do the number 1, always do that first, and then you'll calculate the others. So if you're looking at, as Catherine said before, you're wanting to earn, you're wanting to earn, say, $1,500 extra a month. So what
Sorry,
you'll,
just gonna,
you're right.
gonna go back in. Sorry, yep, keep going.
You're wanting to earn $1,500 a month. If you're not opening accounts for other people and you're selling, you're just the only person selling, then you will be selling the $4,000 in a month. So that gives you $1,800. So when you're calculating the 45%, which is the top bracket on personal sales, you're earning 45% on $4,000 BV, you're earning $1,800. Now, the other night on our own training, Helen Lejeune talked about the extra money that you pay off on a mortgage. And on a $300,000 mortgage, when you pay just $100 more on that mortgage, you reduce the 25-year mortgage to an 8-year mortgage. Like it is a massive amount of money that is reduced on your mortgage. But that may not be your thing. For you, as Catherine said, it may be a renovation. It could be a trip to Paris. It could be, a renovation. It could be school fees, whatever it may be. Now, for those who are consistently, and it may not be consistently, I'll take that word out of there, but for anyone who gets to the point where you do have 10 personally sponsored people as a minimum, and I would double, quadruple that, so not stop at the 10, because as Catherine mentioned before, some people do something. Some people do nothing. Some people come in and out of our businesses. So always to be, having way more than you need in the way of numbers. So the thing is to consistently offer all three things, because you just never know when someone will end up being a consultant in somebody else's team, because you inspired them on what was available and what was possible, but you didn't ask them if you would like, for you to open an account for them and to do that journey with them. So if you're not offering the opportunity for the business, then and somebody else has taken up that opportunity. So here we've got the executive sales manager level. So this is when the company car program kicks in for managers. It also is where the international travel kicks in as well at this level. And then there are bonuses when you're a manager and you're developing managers, that we then go on to the downline bonuses and the leadership bonuses and the elevation bonus. So these are all part of offering the opportunity, helping other people achieve their goals and dreams, helping other people achieve, what it is that they're wanting for themselves, and then helping other people to develop other people as well. So you've got bonuses being offered at every point. And, to have 9 bonuses, it is most unusual. Not all companies in the industry offer that number of bonuses to its people. So, Catherine, I think that that may cover it. And I think that each week as we go along, we might even add a little snippet of the business opportunity plan as we go, and certainly reach out to your manager to go through this, print it off for yourself if you haven't already, and work out your example, whatever it was that you wrote down as what you want to earn for your income, and then calculate it out and go through it with your upline, just to make sure that you're not missing any of the bonuses and missing anything in the calculation. And I wish you every success. Thanks, Catherine.
Thanks, Lucia. That was great. And I have to say, it is about the more you do, the more you can earn, right? So there is no glass ceiling in the sense that, you can do a little or a lot. And I love that analogy from Helen in terms of $100 extra a month, a week, was it? A week, did you say? Or a month?
Actually, Helen's on here. So, Helen, did I give the exact right figures? I'm pretty sure. Was that
But
right?
it was just $100 into a $300,000 mortgage saved people something like $68,000.
Incredible, isn't it?
You sort of think $100 is nothing, but what will you do with 68,000?
Exactly. I love the way you think. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So I think, it is about, looking at, with the way things are at the moment, and household budgets sort of like being a little stretched, maybe you're just looking for a side hustle, to make sure that you have some guilt-free pleasure money for yourself and your family to enjoy. And by starting off by doing a little bit, you can actually start developing quite a lucrative little business. And, most of our managers started that way. There's very few people that join this business thinking they want to start a business. A lot of people just started because they love the product, they love the community of like-minded people, and have made some wonderful friendships along the way, and then things just evolve and develop. So, but obviously you can make some very, very good money by having fun and finding, really, I said before, like, what brings you joy, what do you love doing? Empowering, people that you meet, making them feel better about themselves, sharing beautiful product with people, giving them the opportunity to have something, and creating something yourself that's yours. So I think it's actually about, again, coming back to understanding your why, and creating that little vision board. So I thought, we can't have these sessions without having a little challenge every week, can we? So look, if you haven't got a vision board, I would ask that you look and take some time. It's actually a very therapeutic thing to do as well, like having the opportunity to just reset, really think about what you want to achieve and create that vision board for yourself. And plus, understand, like, what is your goal for your Nutrimetics business that you want to achieve in the next month, and share that with your upline manager so that they can help you and support you in helping you create a plan in order to achieve that. So, so I look forward to, hearing what your goals are for the month ahead. And, next week we're going to be talking about, the 3 key components of what actually creates a Nutrimetics business, and that's lead generating, workshops, and bookings, workshops, and sponsoring. And we're going to touch on all 3 of those, and and explore them and see what is available for you to do. What are some ideas that you could play with and make your own? Because the great thing about this business is that you can create basically it's your business, so you are the brand, and Nutrimetics is the vehicle in order for you to go out there, have fun, and earn some extra income and some wonderful rewards along the way. So, so on that note, thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to catching up with you all next Monday night at 7 o'clock, and have a fantastic week. Thank you. Thanks, Lucia. You were awesome.
See you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Do stop sharing and we can. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
See ya. Bye.